of prejudice, but it's funny when you're smoking a joint, there is no prejudice. Nobody says, "Oh, he's black, he's Chinese." No, just pass it. You know? So it does break down barriers too.
Right. Tell us a little bit. You said you used marijuana to help alleviate some of the symptoms involved with fighting breast cancer. Can you tell us a little bit about the role of marijuana? Why it's more than just. And there's nothing wrong with it as a fun way to enjoy an afternoon or an evening.
No, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Considering that plenty of people sit down with a bottle of scotch, and I've seen what that does to people.
Yeah.
So, but on the other side, it's not entirely non-medicinal, and it has a medicinal aspect to it. How did that help you? How does it help a cancer patient, for example?
When I speak about it, I don't advocate it for everybody. It's like, even when the doctor prescribes something, it may not work. So I don't say that it's going to work for everyone. You know, it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's like alcohol. Yeah, she may want a martini. I'm only going to drink champagne, and he wants scotch on the rocks, you know. So it's the same thing. It depends on what works for you. It worked for me. It worked like a clock. If I smoked it, it always was the same. 2 hours later, I had to eat. I couldn't eat. I weighed 125 pounds, 120. I went down to 85 pounds at that time. And later I had to use it for pain. I was on morphine. I was on Dilaudid. I mean, it was totally unnecessary. Mm-hmm. And it really does relieve the pain. It did for me. I worked in AIDS hospice, and we experimented there. I decided, no, I couldn't watch this suffering anymore. And I had some people collaborate with me, and we managed to give it to them. If they couldn't smoke it, I had a Cuban friend say, "Oh, you can make tea." So I made tea. They could drink it. When they couldn't drink it, of course, we cooked with it and made food, for them to eat. And then I came up with an idea of soaking suppositories in even a stronger brew and using it that way. And of course, there's no cure for AIDS, and none of these guys are here. But I like to think we relieved their pain, that we helped them during that time when they needed it.
I'm going to try be adventurous for a moment, and we're going to try and take a call and see what happens. Hi, you're on. No, you're not. Please call us back. All right, we're going to, please call us back. I'm sorry I missed you. Our number is on the screen, 212-757-153. I'll pick you up as soon as you call. Remember to turn your phone down. And I'm not disembodied, I'm right here. And so let me, I've been fascinated. I know you Arlene spoke at the marijuana rally this past May, and gave quite a stirring speech. What moved you to take to the stump? Because you have so much passion and emotion on this issue, and there's so many things in the world. What motivated you to have so much passion about this?
Barbara Jackson. That did it. That morning when I got the papers, usually when I read a story that touches me, I'll say, "Oh, I'm going to write a letter. I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to make a phone call," and I don't really do anything. And this morning, when I saw that, I was outraged. And I called Ron Kuby immediately, and I said, "There, for the grace of God, go I."
A 70-plus-year-old cancer patient.
Yeah, and she was only a year older than me.
All right, let's try our call again. Let's give it a shot. No, they're not calling. Oh, there it is. Hello, you're on the air.
Oops.
No, you're not.
We're like a second off.
Look at that. You're on. You're on. Hello? No, we're not. Well, I'm trying here. I don't know what's wrong. Hello, you're on.
I don't think that one's even on. Yeah.
No. Oh,
well, I had a question I wanted to talk about. Paul and I were in Amsterdam, and we went to the Marijuana Museum, and they had one exhibit that touched on the side effect of paranoia with marijuana. And their contention at this museum was that it's only in areas where marijuana is illegal that the paranoia side effect even comes in. That if it weren't for the illegality, the fear of incarceration, and all of that underlying, there would be no paranoid side effects to marijuana. What do you think about that?
I think that the state of mind that you're in when you use marijuana will be enhanced. So if you're having a rough day and you are a little bit paranoid, that may enhance it a little bit. That certainly is for certain. But the bottom line is that you're always in control, I believe, with marijuana. I've seen people on some other drugs, and I don't really think that they have control of what they're doing. With marijuana, it's very subtle, and you could definitely come in and out of it, as you please.
Let's try again. Hello, are you on? Caller, you with us? Oh, sorry about that. Okay, I'm trying. Go ahead.
There's another aspect about marijuana that we're not talking about, and in case you haven't noticed, the economy is not really well, and especially in New York. New York is losing some of its best and brightest people because it's just too darn expensive to live here, and we're taxing the highest earners at almost maybe 58% is what's proposed. So we can't really keep a retention rate of good people in the state of New York. Now, I know that if we legalize marijuana, that will generate lots of revenue in which we can put back into school systems, taxes, and maybe eliminate some of or at least put some ease on property taxes in the state. We're the highest sales tax state almost in the country. I think we're number 3. So I think that it could also give us a real good shot, a real good boost in the economy as well.
You mentioned Amsterdam. I don't know if you know Joris Arnold, who became a very close friend of mine, and he's been helping us. His grandfather founded Cannabis College in Amsterdam.
Oh, we got our caller.
And
Hi,
today's his
here.
birthday.
Oh, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hello, you're on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say that, you see in New York, if you get caught smoking marijuana on the street, you get a ticket or you might get arrested. My uncle, he's a musician, and he says that when you go to Europe, out there, it's legal to smoke out in the street. They don't give you no ticket, no nothing. You could go up to a cop, and you ask a cop for a lighter or matches, and they'll give it to you.
What do you think of that?
In Europe.
Caller, what do you think of that? Do you think that's a good idea or a bad way of doing things?
Well, the United States is different from over there. They have their own rules over there,
What do you think of the rules here?
Well,
When it
the
comes to
rules
marijuana.
here is good, because you don't want no young kids smoking marijuana. Come on, it's crazy, But it'll stop them. It'll stop them from smoking, but you can't really say nothing. Remember, it's different rules from here over there. Over there, they have their own rules. They could do whatever.
Caller, can I ask you a question, caller? Caller, can I ask you a question? What would you think if I told you that in Amsterdam, where marijuana is sold in stores on the street, it's not on the street, but inside of stores and coffee shops, that the teenage marijuana use is much lower than in the United States?
Wow, I didn't know that.
It's true. And in countries, there's been studies in countries where marijuana is more available and is less illegal and where people are not arrested for it, there's actually less young people using it. And would you suggest, let's take it, I think my facts will stand up to being checked. Let's take them as a fact right now. Why, the reason for that, why do you think that might happen? Why do you think that might happen?
Okay, it has like that robot sound a little bit.
Right.
It's not you. It's the system over there. It's like we at Star Wars or something. It has like that robot sound.
Right. Well, what it is what we found is that if kids like to do things that are rebellious in order to shock parents, elders, and if you take the rebellion out of it, then kids are less apt to do it just because they want to cause trouble.
You know what? You're absolutely right.
So, decriminalizing it makes kids want to look for something else to do.
A different way to rebel.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I smoke marijuana, but I smoke it. My brothers and sisters, they do it all the time. See, this is all about honesty. It's live TV show, I do it once in a blue. I'm not like every